up, y'all? If you can't tell from the intro of this show today, things are a little bit different. We have a phenomenal special guest, and all of you, one, comment right now where you're joining us from, say hello, but please, please, please wish Miss Katie Penner a very happy birthday, Katie. Katie, what's up, Katie? Happy
Yay.
almost birthday. Tomorrow is Katie's birthday. Happy almost birthday, Katie.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. Yeah, the big 3-0 tomorrow. It's an
Whoop,
exciting
whoop.
exciting time.
Y'all. So, okay, right now, start commenting your 30 birthday advice, 30th year. If you've hit 30, comment below what you wish you would have known. I resonate with 29 forever, Katie. So I'm just gonna say I'm 29 forever. So I could probably give you a little bit of advice. Your body will never ever feel the same, and just keep a bottle of ibuprofen next to your bed. That's my advice for over 30. But with that, everybody start commenting, say happy birthday to Katie. And Katie, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Where are you from? What's your deal? Where are you about? And tell us a little bit more than just where you work.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Katie Penner. I am a mom of two. I have a 7-year-old daughter named Riley and an 8-month-old son named Archie, who stays home with me all day. I got really lucky today, and he's napping right now. I live in Houston, Texas, and when I'm not working as the head of sales development strategy and enablement at Sendoso, I am running my kids around. I'm also on Riley's PTO board. I love hanging out with friends and being lazy when I can, which is not that often. So that's me in a nutshell.
I hear you on the not too often. I feel like I'm constantly doing something. Look at
Yeah.
all of these people. Katie, happy birthday. We've gotten a lot of happy birthdays where everybody's tuning in from. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Bree's advice is to start drinking all the water. Grayson says start a cookie company. So I mean, those are some good pieces of advice. Who else? What you got, y'all? Keep
I,
giving us some advice.
yeah, I would not want to compete with Grove Cookie Company. I would not want to start
Right?
a cookie company.
Trevor says that he will always be 17. I love that. Steven's 33. He turned 30. So, Steven, you got some advice for us. My mom's in the house. What's up, mom?
Hey,
Mom,
mom.
wish Katie a happy birthday. Melissa, I do a cartwheel each birthday. Give it a try. Okay, Melissa, that's some interesting advice.
Bet it just gets harder and harder as the
What's
years
up,
go on.
Liz? Happy birthday. We got a lot of happy birthdays for you. There we go. This guy, get out of here. Don't do this. Nobody likes this. This is rude. And no, bye. What's up, Brandy? We love you. Central Florida. Hey, Cheryl. Another happy birthday. Look at this. You got so many people on here. Everybody loves Katie, y'all. Bree says I like Grayson's advice to start a cookie company. I don't know. Maybe you gotta figure something like that out. What's
How
good
about
from
we do a
Seattle?
collab? I'll do a collab with Grove Cookie Company. How about that? We'll make
Look,
it cool.
look. Guess who's about to eat 2 lemon cookies for my lunch? The cookies are all over, y'all. We're gonna talk about the cookies in a little bit. Happy birthday, Katie. Speaking of cookies, why don't we just like start this right now? If y'all are watching and you are interested in winning maybe some cookies or some prizes today, we're gonna talk about gifting and sales, and all of these prizes are sponsored by Shout Out Sendoso. But these are all of the things you guys can start tagging to be entered to win. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure they're all turned on so that you guys can actually start winning. So if you already tagged it, tag it again. Sorry. But start tagging all of these things right now. And Katie and I are going to jump into our first topic of the day, which is going to be career journeys. So, Katie, you and I were talking about your career journey, and you've had a really interesting career journey, I would say. Can you tell everybody about kind of your path and how you ended up where you're at now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the real significant journey happened when I started as an SDR at Sendoso, right? And I worked my butt off as an SDR. I made sure that I was the best at what I was doing. Wanted to be the top SDR. And as a result, every time that we were up for promotions, I was promoted to enterprise SDR, senior SDR, etc. And so, yeah, I think I started with just perfecting the craft of the job that I was hired to do. I think that that's always extremely important. And then I started to, right, I was in this senior SDR position, the highest that you could go as an SDR at Sendoso. And I started to recognize gaps within our process. So back then, our biggest gap was that our sequenced outreach was just kind of written by different SDRs. We had a content committee of the top performing SDRs that would each get assigned one email of a sequence. And as you guys can imagine, and some of you in the chat know, y'all went through it with me, but those emails were completely different writing styles. Some were 2 pages long, some had a million emojis in them. And as a result, our reply rates were not great, not as good as they could be, right? They were hovering around 2% ish, and average is about 2.6. And we didn't want to be average. I definitely didn't, right? As an SDR, it was not only affecting my wallet, right? Because all these people that I was adding to Sequence weren't booking meetings, right? Which led to money for me, but also the company's wallet, right? And so at that point, I came up with this really detailed plan about how I was going to be the person to fix that problem. I was going to rewrite all of these sequences using this new tool that I had found, Lavender, and I was going to at least double our reply rates. And I went into a conversation with our CRO at the time and director of sales development. And that's how I positioned it, right? What would it mean for you if we doubled our sequence reply rates? And gave them this really thought out, detailed plan and made it kind of hard for them to say no. So then I moved into this lifecycle marketing associate role and I did just that, right? We went from averaging 2% to now our top sequences, cold outreach, have 27, 25% reply rates, which is insane, right? Then there was a need for a manager, an SDR, BDR manager. So I moved into that role under the marketing department, did that for a while. And now we are focused on, there's this new need for really taking care of, we've always cared about caring for our customers, obviously, but there's an emphasis on this. And I have these skills to be able to teach our customers how to properly utilize direct mail. So now I'm in this head of sales development, strategy and enablement role where really my main focus is taking care of our customers and actually training their SDR and sales teams on how to use Sendoso. So that's kind of the progression that has happened.
I love that. And the thing that really stands out to me about your journey really is that you said from the beginning, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be better than the rest, right? Like you had the mindset of going in of like if not me then who, right? Like it's
Yeah.
going to be me. And then you found the things that needed to be fixed and you took the initiative to go and say this needs to be fixed and this is how we can do it. And by doing that, you designed your career path almost to be exactly where you needed it to be and to get you here today,
Mhm.
which from every conversation I've had with you, you seem pretty fulfilled in your day-to-day job. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm obsessed. So, I've had jobs where I've progressed in my career, but I wasn't super passionate about what I was doing. And so now I've found this company that is all about gifting, and gifting is my love language. So it really just meshes really well. I love what we do. I love how we make people feel. So it makes it really easy for me to be super passionate about it. And going back to, all of it is about default action, right? When you are an SDR, it's easy to say, oh, this messaging sucks, but I have to live with it. No, you don't. Like you can create solutions to your own problems. And if you do that, then you might experience some career growth that maybe you weren't expecting. So yeah, it's really that default action aspect has been amazing for my career trajectory for sure.
I love that. And just how this has been your career journey and it's been phenomenal with Sendoso. Everybody who's watching, remember, like, if your career journey took some weird twist and turn, that's okay. Like, journeys are a journey for a reason. They're not supposed to be straight. That's boring. No
Yeah,
offense to anybody who drives a NASCAR car, but like I couldn't just drive the same thing over and over and over again for 8 hours in a row. I'd be so freaking bored. So you've had some phenomenal growth and you've had some amazing opportunities to do multiple things, which I think is also really exciting about it just kind of shows the kind of company Sendoso is. Everybody I've ever talked to who's worked at Sendoso has loved it. But it's just really interesting to know that like you can have that kind of path or like you can have like a really weird wonky path where maybe you hit two dead ends and turned around and then you climbed a tree, who knows. But
yeah.
um I love that your journey has led you here and gifting is my love language as well. Y'all, if I can just say something really quick about Katie. So we've been going back and forth. Katie, show your shoes really quick. Come on.
Oh man. Okay, let me turn them on. All
Okay, so
right.
Katie,
I can't. I don't
Katie
know.
got these awesome shoes, right? And when we had a meeting a few weeks ago, she showed them to me. And she was like, I don't know, people might think they're cheesy or something. I was like, girl, no, I need them. I want them in my life. I'm freaking obsessed. Okay. So she made it her mission to get me these shoes by this show today. And not only did she like get these to me overnight across the country, she still included a beautiful handwritten note, if y'all can see that. I got this really cool beanie. I live in Florida, so I'm gonna like sit on my couch when I make it really cold and pretend. But I got this really cool beanie, like black like my soul, so perfect. The logo's also black, so I'll wear it with everything. Like it's not obnoxious. So I can
Yeah.
literally wear it with all my stuff, which was the number one thing I said when I got it in the mail. I was like, this is really smart of Sendoso because no offense to the other company that sent me one, but with your hot pink logo on the front of it, I can't do anything with it half the time. But the coolest thing, I'm gonna turn my lights off for 1 second. Y'all bear with
Oh,
me.
please do. I cannot wait for this. You couldn't. I didn't do them justice. I'm in too much light, but yeah, these shoes are amazing. I got
Okay,
more in the pink high top version. I
bear
figured
with
that
me.
suited her.
So these are mine, and they are like baby doll pink. They're so cute. I don't know if you guys can see the colors.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, y'all. They're adorable. And I'm obsessed. I'm wearing them out tonight. So give me 1 second. Let me turn my lights back on.
they're so fun. I want to send these to everybody.
They're so fun. Okay, so the funny story is that when I opened them yesterday, because they came in, I took the box to my son's soccer practice and I opened them at my son's soccer practice and he started crying because he didn't get a pair.
Oh no. Wait, okay, send me a size. I'll send him some.
I just thought it was so funny. He's obsessed. He was like, "Mommy," but no, it's okay because he's just putting his feet
No,
in.
no, no,
He's putting
no.
his feet in mine, and he's walking around the house in them, and he's loving it. But
No,
y'all,
we gotta
Sendoso
know
is
his size for sure.
Sendoso is a gifting platform, so this is gonna move us right into gifting and sales. So, Katie, please take a minute. One, explain why. Right? There's some people watching who are like, gifting and sales? What are you talking about? Why would you ever buy somebody a gift in sales? Why gifting and sales? Why is gifting your love language? Like, tell us about that too. Tell us a little bit about like why this job speaks to you so much and give us the lowdown on like why people maybe should use gifting in their sales cycle.
Yeah, so I mean, I think going back to like why is gifting my love language? I just think gifting is a really thoughtful way to show someone you care. And that same concept applies to sales, right? Where we're in sales and every sales cycle, you should start to form a relationship with that person. And so when we're talking about deal progression and moving deals through the funnel, if you learn, right, Lauren, like that your son loves light up shoes and I send him some shoes, that's going to improve our relationship, right? And I think people like to buy from people that they like. It's that simple. So if we can use gifting as a relationship builder, then we're just strengthening those relationships, right? And probably getting ourselves closer to a sale. So that's for the deal progression side. Now, when you're talking about the SDR, right, and that top of funnel process, I think that, in this environment, it's so hard to stand out. We all know that, right? We've been through it. We try to reach someone and they're getting thousands of other messages. So if I can say, "Hey, I saw that you might be attending the Forrester conference next month," right? I know that those can be exhausting. So either way, grab a coffee on me to help you power through it, right? And that's the message. And so at this point, now I get to have this natural conversation. You'll probably most likely say, "Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Gosh, this is so sweet, whatever. Then I can say, hey, curious, by the way, have you guys ever tried gifting? Right? Simple question, but now we have a naturally flowing conversation versus this really intense cold email, right? And of course, cold emails too with gifting, right? I can scour your LinkedIn, I can watch some podcasts that you've been on and pick out some information, find a really relevant gift, right? Let's say you mentioned working or volunteering with a charity, right? I can write a really heartfelt email about how you volunteered with that charity and it was inspired me to send you a charity e-gift, right? Then I can talk about how in that podcast episode I also learned that you are focused on X this year, right? And then tie in my value prop. There's so many different ways to incorporate gifting throughout the entire journey, also for the customer, right? To surprise and delight and show them that you care. So I think it's just all about the approach, right? Gifting shouldn't be used as a bribe to take a meeting, right? I really dislike the approach that's, hey, take a e-gift for a meeting, right? I think that really the focus and where we see the most success and our customers see the most success is using it as that relationship builder.
100%. I do not want a $10 gift card to take a meeting with you. I do not want a $20 gift card to leave your company a review. Like, no offense to the companies out there doing that, but that's just not something that's intriguing to me. It's funny in one of the chats, the one guy's like, "Well, my first meeting cost $2,500, so I just hit him back with my meeting link." Shout out Jesse. Like, how funny, right? If you're like, "Here's $10," like, "No, it's $2,500. Here's my calendar paywall. Pay me." Y'all, you shouldn't be using gifting like to get a meeting. You should already have some type of relationship with these people. Like, it shouldn't be a cold relationship, 100% cold. You don't know them at all. Nothing. The gift isn't even relevant. Like Katie's saying, like, you can scour somebody's stuff, you can make it personalized. The second somebody reaches out to me with like a generic, "Hi, do you want a $10 Starbucks gift card to take this meeting?" No. No,
Yeah.
I do not. Thank you. And
Yeah.
normally they don't even offer what I like. They offer Dunkin'. I don't like Dunkin'.
Yeah, I think the only time that like cold works is really when you're like on LinkedIn, right? You've been following this person for a while, you've been commenting and liking, and then you send them a message that's like, hey, notice this. That can be exhausting. Or hey, congrats on the recent award. Here's, lunch on me to celebrate. There has to be some sort of previous touch, I think, for it to be incredibly effective. So
100%. And it does really leave a lasting impression. The first person to ever send me a gift like this was Michelle Craig. And back in the day at her old company, she sent me a gift. And it was like, one, shocking to receive because I wasn't expecting it. To be honest with you, it was my first experience with gifting. So when I got an email that was like, "Click here to claim your stuff," I was like, is this a scam? What's going on?" Like, I literally at first was like, "Hey, Michelle, I think your email got hacked." Like, I didn't know, right? So one, y'all, if you ever get an email and it's like, "Click here and update your address," like, that's legit. That's real. Do that. Don't enter your credit card information. You don't have to do that. But when it asks for your address, you do have to put that in there. So I think that's something else to say about gifting and sales. But when was the first time you were really introduced to the concept? Was working for Sendoso the first time you were really introduced to it, or did you see it outside of Sendoso first?
yeah, so I was working for like a staffing and recruiting company right before I went to Sendoso, and we didn't do like legit gifting. We would send out note cards, right, to everyone that signed with us. We would write a handwritten card and send it. So I had kind of been introduced to it in that fashion, but definitely not physical gifting, right? And honestly, Sendoso is a pretty big company in the tech space, and I wasn't in the tech space before Sendoso. So I really had no idea what Sendoso was or did. One day my recruiter called me and said, "Hey, my company had gotten acquired. I know that y'all are going through some management changes. Not everyone's happy. I have this role at Sendoso. Are you interested?" And so I called two of my cousins that actually work in tech, different states, different companies. And I was like, "Hey, what's the deal with Sendoso? Like, do you know of it? I don't know. my recruiter called me. And it turns out that they were both customers and loved it. So I was like, okay, I got to actually check this out now. And of course, then understood it was about gifting, and it just seemed like a really cool concept. But yeah, I think I was really introduced to the concept in full here.
I love that. And I love the research that you're like saying you did. Like, hey, I didn't just jump ship for like some random job. I actually reached out to people, which I really like to also use this show to speak to job seekers because I get people who are looking for their next role watching this show. Do your research. Please don't just take a job because it's the only job offered. You will just end up calling me again in 3 or 6 months
Mm-hmm.
because you're back in the same situation and you're miserable, or you'll be quietly miserable in the DMs to like 20 people, which has happened to me from like 8 different people recently. Like people that I would have been shocked to know that they were miserable in their role, like 8 to 10 people, literally.
Wow.
It's sad right now, y'all. We're gonna talk in a little bit about customer retention. We're going to talk about employee retention as well, but really quick, if you are watching right now, some of you spelled Sendoso wrong when you tagged it. I'm just going to call you out. I'm not going to call you out personally, but tag it again because I don't want you to miss out because you spelled it wrong, and I know you spelled it wrong because the number of entries are different for gifting and direct mail. So y'all can spell gifting and direct mail, but y'all forgot the O on Sendoso. So please fix that and go comment that if you're watching, because I want you guys to win this stuff. Katie, let's tell them what they are going to win if they win these prizes. What do we have? What do we have for them today?
Yeah, so we have some cold brew. We have a cold brew gift set. We also have Grove cookies up,
Cookies,
and then we also have a pinatagram.
pinata, and
And
then cold brew.
there we go. Yeah, and so I think Grayson is in the chat. He is the founder of Grove Cookie Company. They are delicious. The pinatagram is really fun. It's filled to the brim with candy. So if you have kids, that's a really great one to hashtag. And then, of course, cold brew. We all need to stay caffeinated. So that's a
I
great
so I actually think if you have kids, you need the cold brew more. And if you have anybody that you work in an office with, you need the piñata because y'all could have fun. Y'all could like beat that thing on a Friday while y'all watch the show. I would be doing it that way personally because I have to have as much coffee as possible. Um, Having a 5-year-old with multiple sports and all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
I know you
Yep.
know. I know you know. Okay, Paul has a question for you. He says, I'm curious, Katie, what has been the most memorable gift you've received? And what would you say is an advanced tip we could use to become a better gifter?
Ooh, great question. I think the most like memorable gift that I've received was actually handmade. It was not sent through Sendoso. If I was to talk about Sendoso things, it would be forever. But it was from one of my employees and his family. After I had my son Archie, they sent me this beautiful handmade quilt, and it would just blew me away. It was stunning. It took a lot of work and effort, and it was just so incredibly thoughtful. So I would say that that's definitely the most memorable gift, and also just the fact that my one of my reps families would take the time to send me that and make that just blew me away. So that's my favorite. And an advanced tip to become a better gifter. So I think the best thing that I can say here is put yourself in your prospect's shoes or your loved one's shoes, right? Like think a little deeper about their day to day, right? Like what are they potentially struggling with? Like what is stressing them out? What do they do on a day to day basis, right? I mean, if I was thinking about my mom, for example, right? She just moved to New Mexico in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. And she has a lot of land on her property. So maybe I would send her some sort of gardening kit that was, included some flowers that would survive there. You know what I mean? So I think it's just digging a little deeper and actually putting yourself through their day to day to figure out, what they might like.
It's always hard to, like, when I'm personally helping give gifts, like, okay, my mother-in-law's not watching. My sister-in-law is watching. I can say this because my mother-in-law's not watching. I went to the store the other day to buy cards for Mother's Day. Sorry, Mom, I didn't get yours in the mail in time. That's my fault. But for my mother-in-law, I'm picking out a card because I assumed my husband didn't get one. I was wrong. He did get one. But I assumed he didn't get one, and I'm trying to pick out a card, and, like, the first 3 I pick out, they're not a card he would ever buy. They're cards that, like, sound like Lauren bought them. And I'm like, "Oh, this one's great." And I get halfway to the register and I'm like, "Stop. Put
Hmm.
yourself in his shoes. Put yourself in her shoes. Like, what would she expect from her son? What would he want to give his mother? Stop thinking about it from the way I want to give a gift and start thinking about it from their perspective." So just like you said, just how we would do it in, like, our day-to-day life and our day-to-day gifting. It's very similar just if you're using something for sales as well. Um, Paul
Yeah.
says, sorry, go ahead.
And I think like another thing is, if you're looking at it from a professional standpoint, right? And let's say you're reaching out to like field marketers, and you can't find much about them. They haven't done podcasts. Field marketers are always on the move. They're traveling a lot. These in-person events are opening back up, right? So something like a really comfortable airplane pillow or, thinking like that too, I've seen be effective. Sorry.
No, you're good. Don't apologize. Paul, big shout out. My mom says that you always ask the best questions on the show. Big shout out to Paul. That's to me, that's a compliment coming because she's my mother. So thanks. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for always showing up. Paul says great story and tips. Bree, Bree says if anybody wants to send me fitness apparel, we'll be best friends for life, putting that out into the world.
Send
Um,
me
I
your
was
glasses, Brie.
I was actually joking with Bree because I'm trying to convince her to start her own like fitness lunch LinkedIn lunch fitness hour where she like charges people to come for like 30-minute classes. Y'all, there's no excuse. Even if you work remotely, you can do a body weight workout. But I was trying to tell Bree to do that. I was like, Bree, we should get you doing these classes for all the people who are ordering the cookies. You get like a
Honestly,
discount if you order the cookies and then you go buy the workout because we got to work out after we're all sitting at home
I
eating all
love
of
that.
these cookies.
It's so good.
Um, okay, that's my sister-in-law. She says mom will love it. Yes, she will love the card. It does not sound like it's from me at all. My family and friends tell me I'm the hardest person to buy for, so I'll have to check it out. Yeah, you spelled it wrong too, Paul. Love you to death, but you spelled it wrong too. Everybody, Sendoso. We're gonna put it back up on the screen. S-E-N, Sendoso.
Yeah,
Sendoso.
and we actually just launched it's like a free version of Sendoso. So if you are wanting to try it out, check out Sendoso Express. You can find it on our website, but just a little tidbit out there if your company doesn't offer a sending platform.
Okay, so we're gonna do a short break, but really quick. So, what do you mean a free Sendoso? What is like if my company doesn't offer it and I wanted to send a gift? What is Sendoso? Like, what is Express? What's that mean?
Yeah, so typically with Sendoso, you have to pay a platform fee, right? And that includes a lot of things like we own and operate our own warehouses around the world and all of that. With Sendoso Express, it's a little simplified, right? So you get access to a limited version of our platform as an individual user, and you just put in a credit card. You don't pay for, the platform at all. You only pay for the gifts that you send. It is limited. It's mostly e-gifts, but there are Grove cookies on Sendoso Express. So if you've been seeing them all over your LinkedIn page and you're like, I want to try those cookies, or I wish I could send one of my prospects or clients these cookies, that is your way to do it for only the price of cookies. So try it out.
I love that. And then you're getting the experience of Sendoso too, which like it's very thoughtfully wrapped, it's thoughtfully packaged. The way that like my stuff came, I loved it. It's so funny. There was actually a little tiny piece of orange confetti sticking out the side of the box, which made it so much more exciting for me because I was like, like it's the Sendoso box. It's so exciting. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick 40-second break. Please keep tagging all of these things so that y'all can win at the end of the show, and we will be right back in a second. we're back. Katie will be back just a second, making sure she has time to drink her water and have a breather. We're going to get back. We have 2 more super exciting topics, at least exciting for me. If you're watching, if you just got here, if you're watching the replay, don't do the hashtags. They don't count in the replay. They only count during the live show. The other thing, if you are tagging anything to win, you must live in the United States. Sorry for anybody else. If you win and you're outside of the United States, you could just pick someone in the US and we'll do it that way. But without further ado, let me bring Miss Katie back. Hello, hello.
Oh.
All right. If you joined us at any point halfway through the show, tomorrow is Miss Katie's birthday. Please wish Katie a happy birthday for me. If you already wish Katie happy birthday, do it again. No, I'm just kidding. No, do it again. For real. Do it again
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
Okay. We're going to talk about 2 more great topics. Keep tagging. First topic we're going to talk about after the break is going to be customer retention. So, Katie, why is this an important topic for us to talk about? Why is customer retention important right now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of us have entered into this world where we are not only doing more with less, but better with less, or expected to do better with less, right? And a lot of this shift, or a lot of our focus is shifting to how do we keep our existing customers happy. Obviously the cost of acquiring customers is pretty significant, and then so you want to be able to retain all the customers that you can. It's incredibly important. And I think one of the ways that we are starting to do this at Sendoso is by not just focusing on the ATL buyers that purchase the platform, but we're going to start redirecting our focus to also paying attention to the ICs, those users of our platform, right? So the SDRs, the sales reps, the marketers, and start doing things like biweekly trainings or office hours so that they can learn more about different strategies that they can implement and ultimately stay happy. Something else that's interesting that we do is we have Leslie Barrett. She's our insanely talented customer marketing lady, and she has created this super sender community at Sendoso. So we have a Slack channel for them. We have super sender awards, which are incredible and get people really pumped up. So there's just a lot that we're doing to retain customers and keep them happy. And I'm sure that everyone at this point is shifting to that, at least in tech. I mean, I think that that's a pretty big focus for everybody right now from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, retaining your customers is so important, especially right now. Everybody's pinching pennies, right? We've all seen all the layoffs happening, and people don't want to necessarily lay off their team. So if they can cut your software or your platform out, they're going to do that right now. So
Yeah.
really ensuring that your customers aren't just happy, right? But that they're actually using the tool, which is something else I talk to a lot of people about. And they're like, Lauren, the company I work for, it went from a must have to a need to have. So
Mm,
how do you keep something? And you didn't know I was going to throw this one on you, but how do you keep something that is maybe shifting to kind of a need, kind of a must for these companies? How do you keep that important for them right now?
yeah, so I think that that's the thing, right? You have to make sure that your customers are getting what you said that they would get out of your platform when you sold them the product. And the only way to do that is to really pay attention, right? To check in, make sure that they are driving that revenue that you promised, and that you're offering them the enablement on your side to ensure that they're hitting those goals. So that's why I was a main reason why I was promoted into this role, is to help our CX org ensure that our customers are happy and to give them that added attention, right? So with some of our customers today, I'll sit down with them and rewrite all of their sequencing to include gifting, right? And that's a really easy way for, and it doesn't take very long, right? Maybe an hour but then they see immediate results and it's more integrated into that daily process. So I think, that's kind of one of the little things that we're doing, but it has such a significant impact on that bottom line and those results. And we transfer more to that must have mindset with them. So
100%. And the other topic, it's not just customer retention this year, it's employee retention.
mm,
I listen, y'all, I'm a recruiter. Tech recruiting is tough. There's a crazy market of people who have been laid off. There's some super, super talented people
yeah.
who are looking for work right now. And really retaining your employees, because not only are the best ones still getting poached, even though there's a crazy market, you have employees who, like I just kind of mentioned to you, how do you keep your customers happy, right? Like, when your employee realizes the thing they're selling isn't a must have anymore, some of them also get a little bit nervous about the security of their job, and they start looking on the side, on the sly, in the bathroom, on their phone when they're not paying. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you doing right now to not just retain your customers, but to focus on your employees as well?
Yeah, so I'm obsessed with showing appreciation and making work fun, right? So I think beyond the typical stuff that you guys probably hear all the time, which is, be transparent about data, set realistic goals. I love to personalize KPIs to each of our reps. So, if one rep is really good with phone calls and the other is really good on LinkedIn, I firmly believe that those two reps should not have the same goals. I think that they should do what they're good at. It's going to keep their morale up, and ultimately you're going to see better results. So, beyond that stuff, we do some really crazy things at Sendoso with the SDR org. In fact, next week, and I don't know if any of the SDRs are on here, but I'm spoiling a surprise right now. We are going to do a scavenger hunt, and scavenger hunts are our favorite spiff game. And essentially, what that means is anytime an SDR sets a meeting or gets a meeting accepted, they post that proof in the scavenger hunt Slack channel, right? And then I will come in and say, okay, SDR, you have 5 minutes to go find a ping pong ball. And they have to post a picture of the ping pong ball in the Slack channel within 5 minutes, or if that time lapses, one of the other SDRs can steal their points. So it ends up being really, really fun. And obviously, the winner at the end gets a Sendoso gift. But it's things like that where they're probably not going to get an experience like that somewhere else. I want to provide an environment where not only do they feel protected mentally and supported to hit these career goals, but also just like on the day to day, let's have a good time doing our jobs. Like, we all have to be here, we all have to make money, so let's make it fun.
Exactly. Like, it could be miserable if you really want it to be miserable, but you can make it fun, y'all. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be buddy buddy. You don't necessarily have to hang out after work, but you can choose to have a good attitude. You can choose to have a good mentality. You can choose to come in and leave whatever at the door, just like if you were actually going into a real workplace, if you work from home. Like, you get to choose how you act around your coworkers. You get to choose the side of you they see. So, be be good, if not for anything else, but for your coworkers, people you're around. I want you to know people are obsessed with you. I love that you personalize your KPIs. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been called brilliant this year. Can somebody call me brilliant in 2023? Love how Katie Penner thinks about KPIs. I do too, because it's really important. I'm very social. I would want to be able to make videos and book meetings that way. If you told me I just had to cold call all day, I'd be like, listen, I'm going to cold call like 50 people and then I'm just done. You want me to like mentally check out and get no more work done?
Yeah. Then I'm outie.
I'm
Like,
out. I'm out. But if I could just film videos for the camera all day, I'm fine. So I could film you 100 videos. Let's go.
yeah.
Um, Paul says, that sounds like a fun game, Katie. One of the biggest takeaways I've gotten from entrepreneurship is adding fun.
Yes.
Yes, I try to add a little bit of fun to your Friday on this show. I hope you guys are laughing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. My mom, I always think you are brilliant. Thanks, mom.
Oh,
Thanks, mom.
thanks,
Love you, mom.
mom.
Oh, and Bree, y'all are so cute. Yes, all of this. Smile. Choose to smile. That's important. People can hear that over the phone, by the way. If you're cold calling me and you're miserable and you hate your life, I can hear that in your voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
it's so bad. Always shout you out, Lauren, for comments or content. He did. Okay, so Paul did a whole monthly challenge where he didn't post anything unless he had posted like that as a comment. So like before, like made a topic out of it. It was really, really interesting. Like, good job, Paul.
Oh,
Good
love
job,
that.
Paul. If we give work, place, colleague, respect, and trust, really depend on work as well. We can enjoy working. Yeah, super easy. Lauren, you are, but I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. My
This
Friday
is an
cheers,
awesome,
such a
awesome
great way to
podcast.
wind down the week. Y'all are all great. Uh, we can't all be alone solo here. Yep. It all depends on progress. Okay. Okay. We have one more topic. Let me throw this. I got like so much stuff I'm doing today. I don't ever normally do all of this kind of stuff all by myself. I feel very thrown off today.
I love
Tag
it.
Sendoso, tag gifting, tag direct mail. I want one of you guys to win something fun. And I want one of you to like film me a video eating a cookie. I want one
Oh,
of you to film me a video drinking this cold brew. And I want one of you film a video beating the heck out of that pinata.
yeah,
And if your kid's beating it, you can like blur out their face if you're uncomfortable with that. That's fine. I understand. Like I got kids, but like I want to see somebody beat up that pinata. It looks like
me
I
too.
don't know. It's like bringing me back to childhood.
Yeah,
Childhood.
they're so much fun.
Oh, we got some new people popping in. What's up, Gretchen? Hey, Gretchen. Gretchen's here in the house. Gretchen has her own show, y'all. Y'all go check out Gretchen if you haven't been here before, or haven't been here in a minute. Let's get this off the screen and let's talk about our very last topic of the day. Top of funnel, TOF. Top of funnel. It was just too long to type the whole thing out, y'all. Like, so if you don't know, top of funnel, top of funnel. Okay. We don't want to say like TOF, top funnel. Okay. Shift to customer experience, which is going to be super important this year. I think it's always been kind of important, but why do you think that the shift for the top of funnel to focus so much is going to be a big deal this year, Katie?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like we kind of mentioned before, right? Budgets are tightening all around. So it's harder and harder to acquire new customers. So when that happens, it's important to take care of the ones that you have, right? And again, to make sure that you are positioning yourself as a need to have versus a want to have. And the only way that you're going to do that is by ensuring that your customers have this amazing experience, have the support, right? And I'm not just talking about your day-to-day support, but that's kind of why we created this role for me, right? I'm considered a subject matter expert in top of funnel gifting. And so now instead of teaching our or focusing on teaching our SDRs that internally because they have a good grasp on that, I get to transfer that knowledge to our customers and their SDRs, right? And so I think it's finding creative ways like that to ensure that you're really giving your customers the best experience possible.
I love that. It has to say a must have. And the other point, and even it is a little bit simpler, but you do have to give people the best experience possible because how much money are you spending to keep someone when they're stepping out the door?
Yeah.
How much money are you losing? Are you negotiating down? Right? Like it's the oldest trick in the book. I get a discount on my Comcast every time I call and I'm like, I'm leaving. Cancel my account.
Yeah.
Discount. Like people tell me that all the time because I pay for Apollo. Like, y'all, I'm an Apollo partner. I'm not gonna like just cancel Apollo to get a cheaper rate. I actually really like Apollo. Shout out Apollo. I'm gonna pay for Apollo because it's a great tool. But there are people who will do that. So you have to make sure that you're not getting yourself in that hole. Also, like you're digging your own grave sometimes by not paying attention to the people you already have. And also, if the customers that you have don't feel important, they're not going to refer you. And a referral is so much cheaper and helps so much, not just cheaper, but a referral gains trust.
Hmm.
And that trust is so important. So, really, in my opinion, if you're not focusing on the customers you have, you're not going to get new ones for very long.
Correct. And I think, like, on that note, right, if you're not making your customers feel special, your competitors will. And that is so important to keep in the back of your mind every single day that you are speaking with customers, and it's just so important. And I think, it's easy in life in general to have a relationship in your life and to say, "Oh, this is great. I have this person. They've been around a long time. They're whatever. They're just here." Right? And to kind of like almost forget about showing your appreciation for everything that they offer you. And the same applies in business. So I think it's just really important to make sure that you're constantly showing appreciation and, putting in that work.
100%. I have to scroll back. Bree said that she will film a video of her doing squats while she eats a cookie.
Please. I
Grayson, we gotta get Bree some cookies. Grayson's coming on next week. I think his wife's gonna come too. Grayson Marie. I think we're having both of the cookie co. I hope so, maybe. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. And the idea of seeing Bree squat and eat a cookie at the same time makes me laugh inside. So I'm all about it. Dean says, thanks for giving a different explanation for gifting. So much different than the old days of premium gifting. Definitely a little bit different. All right, y'all. We are getting close to the end. Kelly says, find a way to set yourself apart. Sometimes you are the experience.
Yes, Kelly.
Yes, Kelly. All right. Referrals are live. We got some people agreeing with us on that. Okay. Anybody else? We will be there. Yes, both of them. That's a
They're
we. That's more than
they're
one.
amazing. Yes, that's gonna be great. You had a solid lineup for that break. I'm coming to every single episode.
I
It's
got
great.
I got a pretty good lineup coming, y'all. We got the Cookie Co in the house, Grove Cookie Co in the house next week. We got Riley and Daniel coming the week after that. You know Riley. Everybody on LinkedIn pretty much knows Riley. Somebody tag Riley. Where's Riley?
I'm
Probably like
obsessed with
working and
Riley.
doing his job. But somebody tag Riley. Where's Riley? Like your boss should give you an hour on Friday to come to the damn show, Riley. Okay. Grayson says Marie is way cooler than me. Whoop whoop.
Probably true.
Um, I mean, I didn't say it, you did. It's like that's one of those moments. Seriously though, so I got Riley and Daniel coming on the show, and then we're gonna have a recruiter show. I'm gonna have a bunch of different recruiters on, y'all. If you are wanting to know anything about getting hired, your job search, you want to ask questions. Right now, I think I have 3 recruiters coming on with me. I'm trying to get like 4 or 5.
Well,
So y'all, the recruiter show, it might even go late if any of them can stay late. But here we go. Everybody's tagging Riley. Maybe he'll pop in right now. Riley, we want to see you in the house. Okay, if you are here right now, please, please, before we wrap up for the day, I'm gonna ask Katie if she will give us a fun Friday fact because we like to have a little bit of fun. So think about it for a minute. If you are here, I know we got some comments and people joining late. These are the things you can tag to win prizes. We are giving away, well, not we, Katie is giving away, Sendoso is giving away a cold brew pack. Tag Sendoso for that. Katie is giving away the Grove Cookie Co. cookies. And then Katie, point at the pinata and the pinatagram. So there we go. Tag direct mail. And look at that. Somebody asked me to tag them. I really can't tag you, Paul. I'm sorry. It's too much for me to like leave the screen and do the stuff. I'm really not as technical as I like it to appear I am on the show. So sorry, but I can't do that for you. And with that, Katie, what is a fun Friday fact?
this is a weird fact. It's just the first thing that came to mind. I have a huge scar across my forehead, and I got that scar by climbing up a McDonald's slide. So now I don't let my kids climb up slides, and you shouldn't either.
Okay, I let my kid climb up the slide all the time. Can we have a little bit more detail as to why we're not climbing slides?
Yeah, so I was little and climbing up a slide. The person that was behind me, and I turned around, and then I turned around again too quickly, and it sliced me open. So, just a little safety tip to close out the episode.
Okay, safety tip. If you are watching and you have children, don't let them climb up the slide. If you are watching and you are a child, don't climb up the slide yourself. Um, Grayson for the win. Grayson dropped in the Sendoso Express link. So y'all go there, tag that, save that, click it in your bookmark little bar up top. And give Sendoso some love. It's free to try out. Like Katie said, your company doesn't even have to sign up. You can do it, book some meetings, show your boss how awesome you are. And then you too can be like Katie and have this amazing career journey where you end up running this awesome team, just not at Sendoso because Katie does that. We don't climb up, only down. Too many injuries. Look, there's people who agree with you, Katie. Apparently, I'm just not a great mother. I don't know.
No, usually they have like padding now most of the time, but yeah, it's back then they
I
didn't.
I don't let him climb on the outside of the slide. There's kids in ours that climb on the outside top of like, and I'm like,
Oh no,
but
absolutely not. That sounds terrifying.
okay, let's give away last chance tag. Let me make sure I'm going to do the right window. Tag to win. Let me move us around. Sorry, y'all. I was very straightforward with you. It takes me a second these days. Let's move us and let's share our screen. Tag to win. It's your last chance. StreamYard. Let go. Can you see my screen? Give me a yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. We are going to draw for a winner chicken dinner Sendoso. Go. Who we got? Who's it going to be? Kelsey, Trevor, Brandy, Steven, Sharon. Who's it going to be? Trevor. Okay, so Trevor, congratulations, Trevor. Trevor is our winner.
What did he win?
Trevor won the Sendoso tag. So that is going to be the cold brew pack. Trevor won the cold brew pack. Trevor hosts like a million live shows. He definitely needs that cold brew pack. If y'all aren't following Trevor, like the most live shows I've ever seen, used to do one like every day. I don't know. It's insane. I was on it. They're awesome. Cold brew for Trevor. Trevor, please, please, please DM me so I can hook you up with Katie for the cold brew. Next, y'all, we're going to draw for the cookies. So if you want cookies, very last chance, tag gifting. Let me get our gifting going. Oh, two more of you just drew in right now. Let's move us and let's draw. Ready, set. Where is it? Let's go. Who's it going to be? Kelsey, Gretchen, Dean, Steven, Elizabeth, Topher, Melissa. I can't keep up. Bree won the cookies. Yes.
That's awesome. We need squat videos.
We're going to get a squat video of Bree eating the cookies. Yes. Congratulations, Bree, on the cookies.
It was meant to be.
It was so meant to be. Okay, y'all. Last one, we have direct mail. Somebody spelled it wrong because one of y'all, it's short one. We got that pinata. Last chance, really, really quick. I'm going to do the drawing right now. Share screen. Giveaway. Here we go. Draw. Who's it going to be? Bum, bum, bum. It is Michelle Hayes. What's up? Yes. All right. If you want a prize, please DM me. Go follow Sendoso. Make sure you're following Katie. If you want a prize and you're not following both of those things, I'm going to be really annoyed with you. Like, it's not a rule, but I'm just going to be frustrated. Let's be honest. Be a good friend. Share the show. Show your friend Sendoso. You all know you need it. Any final words, Katie? Anything else anybody else needs to know?
Gosh, no, I'm just incredibly thankful for all the happy birthday wishes and Lauren for you having me. Thank you guys so much for everything. This has been a blast. This was so fun. I'll come back anytime.
I am so glad you loved it. Y'all go follow Katie, follow Sendoso. The show is currently booked out through the end of July, but anybody you want to see, if you have anybody you would like to come on the show, we're booking for the fall right now. I am going to end the show in November and take a break. We're only going for a year straight every Friday. I'm tired, y'all. So we're gonna do a year straight of Friday Live. So help me book through November. Tell me who you want to see. I do these shows, yes, for me, but mainly for the people who show up to watch. So if you showed up to watch today, I appreciate you. If you are watching the live or the replay, you are the real deal as well. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we will bid you all farewell. Bye, y'all. Happy
Adios.
Friday.